Hi, Lunch Ed students and students who were absent on Thursday, August 27th. We've been talking about sleep and the different stages of sleep. We really haven't talked about the theories of sleep. Why do we sleep? There are different sleep theories. Whenever we say there are theories, that means we don't know exactly for sure. I always think it's usually some combination of the theories. Probably there are explanations for each thing that apply, but sometimes they just don't always know what's happening in our brains. All right. So, first sleep theory is that sleep is protective. This is evolutionary kind of theory that it's not good for us to go out in the dark. We don't see very well. As humans, we've adapted and survived by sleeping at night and being up in the day. Okay. Because scary things were out at night. Another theory is that our brain recuperates while we sleep. So during sleep, our brain is restored, repaired, damaged tissue is fixed, the connections are increased, and so it's recuperative. That's why, if you miss sleep, you have a hard time focusing and doing things. Also, sleep helps us remember, right? That's a theory. So that it helps with build memories and, helps us store the information. Again, as we get older, we sleep less. Maybe that's why we have some of our memory issues. Also, sleep helps us with creative thinking, that things are happening and connections are being in our mind while we sleep. If you've ever went to bed on a problem and you're just like, I can't figure it out. And then in the morning it's like, voila, I know what to do. I have insight now. I've made these connections while I slept and I have inspiration. And I know what to do now. So that we're creative thinking while we're sleeping. The other thing is more physiological, and that's that you grow, especially for you guys. While you're sleeping, the pituitary gland is releasing growth hormones, okay? Now you may say, well, I've tapped out, I'm 5'10", this is as tall as I'm gonna be. But still your brain is growing and other parts of you are growing. I think they say that your ears grow for your entire life. I'm not sure about that, but you see old people with really big ears, so that would make sense. And then older people maybe need less sleep because they aren't releasing all that growth hormone. They're full grown. So that could be as well. So those are the theories of sleep. I'm going to pause for a second. I'm going to switch the Nearpod to the disorder. Okay, so sleep deprivation and sleep disorders are what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to focus on the disorders, but I encourage you to do the things in the Nearpod. Do the self-paced Nearpod. So pause the video, go to the Nearpod, and then the code you can see, that's not the student code. Grab the student code off the agenda and go watch these videos. I'm not going to show you here because you won't hear the sound, and do the sleep deprivation study. And so there's some interesting things here. Okay, so we talked about why we sleep. This is some more of that. We spend about a third of our lives sleeping. If we stay awake too long, it causes deterioration, okay? Our immunity goes down. So if you're killing yourself studying, you're staying up, you're not getting sleep, you're more likely to get sick. Concentration, focus. People who are deprived in sleep are just as dangerous when driving as drunk drivers. So think about that. That's pretty scary. So we need to sleep, all right? So that we function at the levels we need to function at. All right, what happens if you have serious sleep deprivation? You can have fatigue. It can kill you. Okay, if you go too long, it can kill you. It'll impair your concentration. So maybe some of you that you think you're having trouble focusing, maybe sleep would help you. Emotional irritability, that's what gets me every time. So you're a little unstable if you're not getting the sleep. Your immune system is depressed, so you're going to be much more likely to get sick. Same with vulnerability. You risk depression, and often there's weight gain because you're seeking energy and you're downing the carbs. And so those are all problems associated with sleep deprivation. On the next slide, this is a quiz for you to see how sleep deprived you are. Okay, so we would do that in class. You can go do that in the student pace Nearpod and take a look at it. All right, and then we talk about their results, so we're good there. Now, effects of sleep loss, you can see, this is I talked about this the other day. When we spring forward in the spring, this just compares the accidents that happen, okay? When there's a spring time change, we spring forward, we lose the hour, look at the number of accidents, okay? But when we fall back and we get an extra hour of sleep, that same is it Tuesday? That same Monday, we have a lot less accidents. So again, is it sleep deprivation? Okay. All right. If you are deprived of your sleep, again, you're going to lose focus. Your immune system is depressed. You're going to get fatter. It can cause problems in your joints. It can cause high blood pressure. Again, older people are not getting quality sleep, and then you tend to start developing high blood pressure. You tend to gain weight as you get older. Your stomach, you want to eat more. Okay, so the hunger hormones are increased, not decreased, and your reaction time slows. So all bad things. Get your sleep. All right, this is just an article on healthy sleep. You can go take a look with it. Okay, sleep disorders, that's what I want to get to. All right, so if you have problems with sleeping, it results in a disorder. So let's talk about the different kinds, okay? So sleep disorders, one is sleep apnea. You can see that the guy in the picture has a CPAP machine. That is what somebody with sleep apnea wears. With sleep apnea, you stop breathing, maybe just a split second. And so you do it throughout the night. So older people, overweight people, lots of men, I know some women that suffer from it too, will stop breathing. So the CPAP machine makes sure you have oxygen all night. People can die from sleep apnea. They stop breathing and they don't wake back up. So most times they're waking back up, but it can get so severe that you don't wake up and you could die. Night terrors are something experienced by children. Sleepwalking, sleep talking, we talked a little bit about yesterday. It's going to come up in here too with parasomnias. All right, so we've got the parasomnias. Parasomnias, para means with sleep. All right, sleepwalking, somnambulism. See the word there? somnambulism. That just means sleepwalking. It pops up every now and then. So know that somnambulism, I can't say it, is the term for sleepwalking, and sleep talking. These are NREM3 disorders, as we talked about yesterday. They tend to run in families, so there seems to be some genetic component. Usually children do it. After 40, you don't usually walk or talk in your sleep. Usually it's harmless, but it can be dangerous if people are going out the door and things like that. The people who sleep the deepest, they get the longest, deepest NREM3 sleep, they're the ones who are most likely to sleepwalk and sleep talk, okay? Another sleep disorder, you could have really scary dreams, nightmares, and that would occur during REM sleep. So, if you have really bad nightmares, that's a sleep disorder. And then night terrors, incubus attacks. I've never seen that word on the test, but that's incubus is small infant like. So that is when you have the sudden arousal from sleep and it's intense fear. Most of the time, the kids experience it and don't even realize it. But you'll see they're sweating, their heartbeat is rapid, so there are physiological symptoms. It again occurs during NREM3, so any of these kind of parasomnias, nightmares and night terrors happen, not nightmares or REM sleep, but night terrors happen during NREM3, okay? Again, mostly within kids, mostly 2 or 3 hours within falling asleep, but that's when you have your most deep NREM3 sleep. So, and it happens during that deep sleep. Okay, now, if you can't get to sleep and you can't stay asleep, that's insomnia. For some reason, these sleep disorders give students fits. I don't think it's terribly hard, but insomnia is the inability to get to sleep or stay asleep. So if you can't get yourself to sleep, that's insomnia. But some of us get to sleep and just keep waking up and then have a hard time getting back to sleep. That's insomnia also, okay? Narcolepsy is the opposite problem. You fall asleep, without notice. You just, boom, fall asleep. So narcolepsy and insomnia are kind of the opposites of each other. We're going to see somebody with narcolepsy. So narcolepsy is the overwhelming urge to fall asleep. It could happen while you're talking, while you're walking, while you're driving. So people with narcolepsy can't really drive. This is not just dad falling asleep on the couch. This is much more serious. You're going to see a video later. It lasts about 5 minutes or less. and they go into REM sleep. That does come up. What sleep does a narcoleptic go into? It's REM sleep. And so it's caused by lack of a neurotransmitter called orexin that keeps us alert. So if they're not getting enough orexin because there's something wrong with their hypothalamus, then that's going to cause them. Remember, your suprachiasmatic nucleus is in the hypothalamus, so it's tied in with that. Another sleep disorder that's, again, very serious, I talked about it earlier, obstructive sleep apnea, and that's when you stop breathing, okay? So insomnia, you can't sleep or you can't get to sleep or you can't stay asleep. Narcolepsy, boom, you fall asleep without, being able to stop it, essentially. Sleep apnea is when you stop breathing during sleep. Happens, like I said, mostly in overweight men. It's overweight people, because I know women that have sleep apnea and use the machine. Most people are unaware. My dad has it, and my mom smacks him in the night. He'll stop breathing, and she'll smack him. All right. How do you know that you're at risk if you're unaware of it and you're single? Snoring, feeling tired throughout the day, and high blood pressure. That's all risk for sleep apnea. So somebody that's really loud snorer, they're probably suffering from sleep apnea. And then they get the CPAP machine, and then that lets them sleep during the night. That's not the only reason you'd wear a CPAP machine, because younger people sometimes wear it too. They're worried about their breathing. All right, so this video is about, I believe this is about, I don't know, it's not working. Watch the video. Yeah, this is the story of a guy with narcolepsy. And once you see it, I think you'll remember narcolepsy. The next clip is my favorite. That's Rusty the dog. Sorry, it just went dark in here. I'm in the classroom. Rusty the dog who suffers from narcolepsy, and he just falls asleep. Super sad. He's so cute though. So watch Rusty the dog. Again, it'll help you with narcolepsy. Again, insomnia is persistent problems in falling asleep or staying asleep. It can be caused by stress. As you get older, middle agers like myself and on, have some struggles. It can be a hormonal imbalance. Women in menopause tend to suffer from insomnia. There's all kinds of reason for it. We feel like, though, when you can't sleep, you feel like it takes longer to get back to sleep, or that you haven't slept as long as you probably have. So ways that you can combat that is to develop some sleep strategies. Don't take naps, go to bed at night, keep your room dark, and don't have all that, because we have little lights and stuff off the cable boxes and things like that. Wait till you're sleepy to go to bed. You can do relaxation exercises. I've suffered from it, and I use rainstorm headphones that sounded like a rainstorm, relaxation techniques. So there are things you can do if you're having problems sleeping. And I think, this is just an extra, so watch it if you're interested in sleep issues. Otherwise, you're going to go ahead and do the practice activity that deals with stages of sleep and stages of sleep and disorders, okay?